Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are at 25,648 subscribers, the biggest Michigan football-based channel on YouTube, the biggest audience, 600,000 people a month watch this show during the 2022 season. We need 352 more people to get to 26,000 subscribers. It is youtube.com/Michigan TV. This program needs to have the mentality Houston or bust. You've kind of seen some rumors of it showing up on little things in and around Schembechler Hall coming off that loss to TCU. Back-to-back losses on New Year's Eve. Georgia and then TCU. We are going to go through my perfect off-season plan for Michigan football. It's Houston or bust. If they make it to the national championship game, I'll be satisfied. I don't want them to lose the game, but that's where they need to go. You cannot go through a season this stacked and lose in the semifinals again if you are to get there. So I'm going to go through the 5 things Michigan needs to do this offseason to put themselves in position to make it and maybe even win a national championship game. Number 1 is cornerback 2. It's the only weak link that I see on this roster. Quarterback, check. Wide receiver, kind of check. Got a lot of experience, maybe not some explosive experience. Offensive line, check. Tight end, Colson Loveland. I think he's a superstar in the making. Defensive line, check. Linebacker, you got a starter from Nebraska coming over, check to be a backup. You got safeties, Rod Moore, Makari Page, RJ Moten. You got cornerback. I don't know what to tell you guys. Now, Amarian Walker has made some hype this week with his workout videos, etc. But I've got Makari Page, Rod Moore, Will Johnson, Jaden McBurrows. I guess that's just kind of slotting in. That's the general consensus is he's next man up. But I don't know if he's a guaranteed. Mike Sainristil, you see those guys. Those are starters. All those guys are starters. Will Johnson started the last 5 games of the season, except for Jaden McBurrows, unproven talent. Folks, if someone does not emerge in the spring, and I mean if Michigan doesn't think that they have developed a cornerback 2 outside of Will Johnson this spring that they can say is on the level of a G-Mon Green or a DJ Turner were this past year, hell, even like David Long and other guys in the past, then you can say we can go up against, will be, again, the best wide receiver group in all of college football at Ohio State. If we don't have the guy, Michigan's got to hit the portal so hard. They need to do a cornerback 2 NIL fund. Raise $1 million. Just go get anybody to transfer to get cornerback 2 because I see that as the only potential weak spot on this entire team. Get a cornerback 2, a guy you can count on, either development spring football or go pay a boatload in NIL in whatever way you can. Get a cornerback 2. Get the weak link of this program taken care of, and this team could be on pace for on path for a national championship appearance. How about that TCU and Ohio State passing game? Now, when Michigan's passing game against them, you're down. I'm not talking about the pick sixes against TCU, although I did go to the national title game, did go to media day. Jack and I talked to a couple of the guys who intercepted JJ McCarthy. And Jack, I don't know if you remember what they said. It's a month ago or so, 5 weeks ago. They said the second those guys started in the routes, they knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew exactly what route they're going to run. They knew exactly where J.J. McCarthy was going to throw the ball. And I said, we just practiced. We watched the film. We were prepared. Michigan didn't change anything. What they did, when that guy lined up there, I knew he was going to line up there. He was going to do 8 yards and out. Boom. He was going to do this and that. And so Michigan didn't really have that, developed of a passing game last year. But when Michigan needed it, right? Getting stopped in the first half against Ohio State. You get a little out route, a little J.J. McCarthy, all-arm strength out on the side to Cornelius Johnson. And then, a little fake. Got him wide open, Cornelius Johnson. Then down, Colson Loveland against Ohio State. Colson Loveland against Purdue. Everybody in the second half against TCU at over 350 yards after he got kind of over those 2 pick sixes. Michigan needs a high-level, big-time, impactful passing game going into this 2023 season. I'll talk about that more in a second. But first, I did want to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Athletic Greens. I know you guys know about Athletic Greens now. They are sponsoring today's show. I take AG1 on a daily basis, and it has made a difference in my overall health and well-being. You can get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I started taking AG1 in the morning as part of my daily routine, and it has become a habit that I truly look forward to. Not only does it provide a comprehensive health benefits, but it also helps me feel ready to take on the day. Whether I'm hitting the gym or running errands, AG1 gives me the energy and focus I need to power through. In addition, AG1 is a great supplement for recovery, and it's a habit that I love to include before and after my workout. AG1 makes me feel like I am the same level as the athletes on the Michigan football team that go out and win championships. I'm trying to win championships every single day in my everyday life. Covering the nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. It's just one small scoop of AG1 with water. I drink it first thing in the morning. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. Pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. Win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a 1-year free supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. The link is in the comments, the description, and in the live chat of today's video. Athletic Greens, go get their 5 free travel packs and a 1-year supply of vitamin D when you make your first purchase. athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Go back to the number 2 on my list. Let's see that OSU TCU passing game all the time. I think back, I'm one of these guys, if I'm just sitting there at 11 o'clock at night, if my wife's already in bed or it's on a Saturday night, I'm going to watch some TV. If I scroll past Big Ten Network like Legacy, or if I scroll past something 30 for 30 on Florida State team in 1993 or Miami or something like that, I always watch them. And the one thing that's kind of stuck with me is Florida State for 7, 8 years, Bobby Bowden, like mid-'80s until like 1992, they were always right in the cusp of national title, couldn't get over the hump. What then happened was, at one point in 1992, they had a couple games they had to come back, and they started going hurry-up offense. And then at one point, Charlie Ward, the quarterback, was like, Coach, why don't we just run hurry-up offense all the time? They can't stop us. And they went in 1993, lost one game to Notre Dame, but was one of the more fun teams of all time to watch in college football. And they just completely changed their offense. They ran hurry-up 2-minute drill at all times. Why can't Michigan do that with JJ McCarthy? I don't think they need to be Florida State in 1993 by any means. They've got 2 of the best running backs in the country. But Michigan's passing game from time to time this year looked incredibly pedestrian. I do think you're going to see this year JJ McCarthy is going to be considered the best quarterback in the history of the Michigan football program. Can we see these numbers or better in the 2023 season? His last 3 games against Ohio State, Purdue, and TCU, 43 of 75, but not the greatest completion percentage, around 6%, 767 yards, so plus more than 250 a game. But I like the 8 touchdowns. That was important. 3 against Ohio State, added 1 on the ground against Ohio State as well. 3 interceptions, though. Those are tough. Purdue, and then 2 pick sixes against TCU, but he averaged 17.8 yards per completion. He's going to be throwing to the 3 guys on the right. Two of the three guys on the right. Randy Bell, Cornelius, Luke Schoonmaker, they are gone, right? They're not with the program. But Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson, you're returning 50 catches to this team. Plus, you have Colson Lovin coming back. I think will be a nice 1-2-3 combo, wide receiver and tight end. You got a handful of freshmen that are going into their second year with the program. They're all vying for that 3rd wide receiver starting position. Michigan, Kirk Campbell, the new quarterbacks coach. Sharon Moore completely run the show as O-coordinator. Develop a passing game that can go toe-to-toe with the best teams in college football. Add that to the best running game, or one of the best running games in college football. You've got a national championship combination for Michigan's 2023 football team that I think could, maybe should, win the national title. But I'll ask you guys the question, who will lead Michigan in catches in 2023? Let me know down in the comments and the descriptions. Unless somebody proves me otherwise, like one of these younger guys breaks out, I'm just going to say Cornelius Johnson. I think it could be him. Could be Colson Lovin, though, right? I do think Michigan does love their tight ends under Jim Harbaugh. I'm going to say Cornelius Johnson. My backup, though, will be Colson Lovin. A big question this offseason, though, is can Kirk Campbell get the job done? Many people thought Matt Weiss brought a lot of things to the table for Michigan's offense, but maybe he actually struggled in what his job was, which was the passing game, right? He did a lot of different things with Jim Harbaugh, analytics and timeouts and clock management. He didn't do that great a job with the passing game inside the red zone for sure, nor was he a great recruiter from what I understand. So Kirk Campbell has the opportunity. People have said he's got a really great offensive mind, was O-coordinator, Old Dominion, all this different stuff. Can he be the guy that finally puts together a highly confident passing game for Michigan, which honestly they've really yet to have in 8 seasons under Jim Harbaugh? Number 3, how about using Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards together? I haven't finished this research, but I did about 2 or 3 hours research a few weeks ago, and I think there's only 2 running back combos in the history of college football that enter a season coming off better seasons the prior year than Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. So if you kind of follow me, SMU with Craig James and Eric Dickerson both had 1,000-yard years and then both returned one year. Michigan, 1,500 yards with Blake Corum, 950 yards from Donovan Edwards. They're right in the cusp, 2,300 yards combined. Coming back, it's like the third best I could ever find, going back 30, 40 years. Put them on the field together, folks. I think Michigan needs less carries for Corum, overused him way too much down the stretch of last season. Obviously, in the games that Donovan Edwards was hurt, he missed a lot of games. Obviously, we need both guys to be healthy. They both had a ton of health issues in their 5 combined years at Michigan, but more catches for Donovan Edwards. I mean, hell, go back to his true freshman year in that Maryland game, 10 catches for 170 yards, and have them in the game together, right? Don't let the defense know, okay, Corum's in, they're going to run it. Edwards in, they're going to pass it. Like, don't do that. Put them in the game at the same time. Keep the defense guessing. Go play action to Blake Corum. Have Donovan Edwards go streaking on the sideline. Make the offense. Think about what USC did with Reggie Bush and Lindale White in the backfield. I'd love to see Michigan do that, or Arkansas, hell, with Peyton Hillis, Felix Jones, and who's the other guy? Darren McFadden. I mean, that was amazing. Michigan needs to approach this season just like they did last year. Michigan needs to go into the season thinking, we're 2005 USC. We've got an awesome quarterback. We've got 2 amazing running backs. We've got confident receivers. We've got a great offensive line. Score 50 points a game. Do it everything you can, and don't just score in the first and second quarter and then give up after halftime when you're beating a team 30 to 40 to nothing like Michigan did for the first 4 or 5 games of this season. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Number 4, Harbaugh figures out his bowl game glitch. Now, what do I mean by this? I was the only person that covers Michigan for any substantial audience in the entire universe that said, hey, guys, are we forgetting that Jim Harbaugh hasn't won a bowl game since 2015 season here? And you guys roasted me. People said, shut up, James. You're being a negative Nancy. You're being a hater, all that stuff. I said, look, Jim Harbaugh has not won a bowl game since his first season. We can't ignore that. And what happened? They lost the game. Now, I'm not saying those things correlate, but Jim Harbaugh at this point, it seems to be his next glitch. The postseason is his next glitch. He can't get over it. He needs a mental block. I don't know. Does he need to go see a therapist and say, okay, Jim, tell me what you feel like when you think about a bowl game? Well, I feel this. Okay, well, don't do that anymore. I don't know what the solution would be, but 1-6, right? And, well, oh, man, well, that's Georgia. Okay, Georgia beat Michigan. Oh, well, they made it to the college football playoff. Well, against TCU that lost 65-7 to Georgia a week later. So Michigan's won 6 in bowl games under Harbaugh, 6 straight losses, didn't go to 1 in 2020. They've been ranked higher or favored in 6 of those 7 games. 6 of those 7 games, they've been either ranked higher or favored. Have been favored in 5 of the 7, and they were ranked higher than Georgia. Michigan was ranked number 2. Georgia was favored, but Georgia's favored. They were ranked number 3, though, so Michigan was the higher-ranked team. So 6 of 7 games, they've either come in, favored 5 of them, ranked higher than Georgia the other one. The only game they were the underdog and ranked lower was the 2019 season, January 1st, 2020, against Alabama. Michigan was 14, Alabama was 13, so they're basically the same, and Alabama was favored by 7.5 points. That's the only one that we could say, oh, Michigan should have lost or was expected to lose. I think Jim Harbaugh needs to get rid of that glitch. Figure it out, Jim Harbaugh. You did it with both road games. You did it with ranked teams. You did it with Ohio State. You did it finally in the Big Ten championship game. Now you get into the college football playoff. You got to win one of these. You got to hit this year strong, get the national championship game, and give this program an opportunity. All you want is a chance. Get in that game, see what can happen, figure out that bowl game glitch. Last but not least, folks, stay busy, stay focused, no egos. What I like about this team the last 2 seasons is it seemed you have had unsung heroes, under-recruited players who stepped up in their 3rd or 4th year, became captains, became leaders, and set the tone that we're going to beat Ohio State. We're not going to have egos. We're going to approach every game like it's the biggest game of the year. Mike Sainristil this year, Blake Corum this year, Hassan Haskins last year, Hassan Haskins last year, Aiden Hutchinson last year in 2021 as well. This is the most hyped Michigan football team of my lifetime coming into a season. I'll put out my top 5 here. 2023 season, most hyped. You got so much coming back, back-to-back playoff wins, back-to-back Big Ten championships, best 2-year run in 50-plus years at least for this program. 2007 season, right? Coming off the 1-2 game versus Ohio State, coming off the 11-0 start, yada, yada, yada. 2018 season, Shea Patterson, 5-star, first pick in the NFL draft projection, et cetera, et cetera. 2000 season, Huge team coming back. Tom Brady exits that bum. Get him out of here. Drew Henson's going to come in and win a national championship. And in the 2005 season, you had true freshman Mike Hart and true freshman Chad Henne coming back for 2005 with a ton of talent around them. As sophomores, Michigan was ranked number 3 or 4 to start that season. My top 5 most hyped Michigan football teams. Folks, we can't, as fans, as people who watch this team, watch every single play, watch every practice, listen to every story, I don't want to look back a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, and think about the 2023 season like I did 2007 or 2005 or 2018. Don't let this be a what-if season. And what could happen? Think about 2007. Michigan just completely, they thought they were bad mother effers. No one was going to beat them. We got Jake Long. We got Mario Manningham. We got Adrian Arrington. We got Chad Henne, Mike Hart. Well, you lose to App State. Then you get blown out by Oregon. Then you win 8 games. You lose to Wisconsin. You lose to Ohio State. You have a number 4 or 5 team in the country, and you end up losing 4 games. Absolutely unacceptable that year. And then you kind of finish up and show everybody what you had. You absolutely do anything you want against Florida, Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow in the bowl game. Get the win there. Score 40-plus points against Florida in that game. Remember that year, right? Florida won the national title in 2006. Won the national title in 2008. Tim Tebow won the Heisman that year in 2007, and that Michigan team absolutely rocked Urban Meyer. We knew that should have been a national championship year, or at least on the cusp, but nevertheless it wasn't, because I think there was a lot of egos in that team and a lot of we're so good, we don't have to work as hard as we did before. Don't let that be a 2023 be a what-if season. Oh, gosh, what if Michigan just wouldn't have lost to Penn State? What if Michigan what if this? Approach it like you have the last 2 years. Take nothing for granted and understand that Ohio State can beat you on any given day. That you can't take that game for granted. And nobody in the college football playoff is going to kind of roll over and just let Michigan run over them. We saw it with TCU this year. Don't let 2023 be a what-if season. To wrap up this portion of the show, folks, I want to know, how likely are you to recommend this show to a friend? We asked you on the show on Monday. Let me know again, scale of 1 to 10. If you are below an 8, leave some feedback. Let us know what we could do to get us to an 8. We're trying to put out the best product possible. If you are an 8, 9, or 10, go ahead and send that link. Recommend us to a friend. YouTube.com/MichiganTV.